disappointing to miss the last few games. Just picked up a little knock in training that's kept me out a bit longer than we would have hoped. But training towards the end of last week, back in with the group again, and started this week as well. So hopefully be back now in contention to feature this Friday, and really looking forward to it.
How is Robbie Benson, the injured player, watching on from the stands or on Watch LOI in comparison to on the pitch when you can help a little bit more, obviously, when you're able to play?
Yeah, so things completely out of your hands, but I have great faith in all the lads, and I have no doubts that they're going to be at it every time when I'm in games that I'm not there, and it's great to see the team were in good form up until the last couple of weeks, but it's a completely different experience watching on, and just always just eager to get back, and that's part of your job when you're injured, is to get back as quick as you can. The medical team have been fantastic with me, so we look forward now to get back in on Friday.
Robbie, the season overall, 11 matches. We're just after the first series, 3 games to go until the mid-season break. How would you reflect on the start of the season overall? Because it's the first time that we spoke to you. We actually spoke to you in our season preview, which was just before the opening night of the season against Shamrock Rovers, and all of a sudden we're 11 games in already.
Yeah, it's flown by. We were only saying in the dressing room that the other day that it's just the games are just coming in. They're just getting ticked off, and break's only around the corner now. It's an earlier break than usual, but it's been great. Obviously, the first 8 games for us were really good, unbeaten, and team was playing well, and we found a bit of a rhythm. Obviously, unfortunately, the last couple of weeks that that we were beaten in 2 games on the bounce, which is disappointing. But I think it's unlikely that you go through a season completely unbeaten. So it's just how we react now to those defeats, and the game on Friday now will be a great test for us to do that, because Bohs are a good side, probably underachieving for the squad they have, and there'll be a real tough test. And then obviously the game on Monday, a quick turnaround again to Derry, and then Dundalk before the break on Friday. So it's going to be a really big week for us.
Yeah, our last meeting against Bohs was in early April, a 1-0 victory. Your corner headed in by Ronan Coughlin. That was our first win away to Bohemians for quite a while. What's your memories of that one? And again, I suppose just given how many games we've had recently, we're going to face them again quite shortly after that meeting. So I'm sure that game will be fresh in everybody's minds.
Yeah, it was a good test for us that day. Bohs had I think they had 2 draws to start the season, or a draw and a loss. So they were eager to get back to win ways, and we were eager to keep up our good start. So it was a good game. It was a game I felt that we were in control of. We weren't really caused too many problems by Bohemians, and it was great to get the winner. Ronan did brilliantly, and he carried on his early season form then for the next couple of games, getting goals and assists. So he's been a very important figure for us this year, and he'll be eager to be among the goals again tomorrow or on Friday.
Yeah, they've had a couple of good wins recently over Finn Harps, and then against Longford Town at the weekend to start the second series. We've had the defeats to Shamrock Rovers and Drogheda, even though I know yourself and Stephen and Alan have spoken about, particularly the second half against Shamrock Rovers and aspects of the performance against Drogheda being good and just not being able to pick up the results. So we'll be hopeful to bounce back and pick up some points if we can in the derby on Friday.
Yeah, the Rovers game was our first defeat, but I think anyone watching the game the second half, the team that looked more likely to get a winner, if at all, was us. Maybe last week there was aspects that we liked, but I don't think we could be too or feel too hard done by that we didn't win that game, just the way the game went overall. So we're eager to get back to winning ways on Friday, but it'll be no mean feat. I've watched a lot of Bohemians this year myself, and I think even in the games that they've dropped points in, there's a lot of games where they really should have got something out of the game. So I think their league position is a little bit false, and in this second series of games and beyond, I think you'll see them rise up the table. But for us, it's important that that doesn't start this Friday.
I know full focus is on Friday against Bohemians, Robbie, but we then make the trip to the Roy McBride Brandywell on Monday to play Derry and then face Dundalk before a little break. And it's another busy period. I think this is the third series of kind of 3 games in a week across the season so far. As players, are these, times when you just enjoy game after game and the action coming thick and fast?
Yeah, you do. When you're winning, especially, they're tough games to go through if you're not picking up points. But the first round of games, the midweek games, we were in good form and it was a great time. We were just playing. All the players just love playing games. So even though they're tough on the body, it's an enjoyable time. On a personal note, it's never nice to be injured at any time of the season, but I've missed now more games than I should, given that there was a midweek game. So for players that are injured, it's tough because it's an extra game that you're missing that you wouldn't miss if it's a normal just week between games. So that was disappointing from my point of view, but hopefully now I'll make through the next few games until the break.
And I suppose just to speak about the fans, Robbie, and all of them will be watching this, and they've been so supportive. And we've spoken to every player and Stephen and Alan a lot about it, but there's just a feeling now with the vaccine coming through, and you see other countries like the UK where I know they're a little bit ahead, but where supporters are coming back to grounds in certain capacities and stuff like that as well. That Richmond Park and other places could be a place where we'll have supporters back in soon, which would be great for all of you guys, and of course for them as well. You guys have been lucky enough still to be able to play the games. They've had to watch us from home, and we're aware that they haven't been able to be with us for over a year now, but touch wood, sooner rather than later in some numbers.
Yeah, hopefully they'll be able to get back in soon. I think the cup final in England the other day, you could see, it was like a different sport with the fans in place. So yeah, we're really looking forward to getting the fans back in. I think from playing in Richmond, it's a very particular atmosphere. The atmosphere of a game is in, when it's in Richmond, it's that it is a Richmond crowd. So it's definitely one. I've only had one home game with fans in my time here. So really looking forward to getting the fans back in.